Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today the topic is availability patterns in IT infrastructure. Before we start, if you are new, so don't forget to subscribe and press the bell icon. Now let's move to the video availability patterns. The single point of the failure SPOF is a component in the infrastructure that if it fails causes the downtime to the entire system. A single point of the life is a component in the infrastructure that if it fails, a single point of the failure causes the downtime to entire the system. SPOS should be avoided in the IT infrastructure as this poses a large risk to the availability of the system. For example, in most cases, in most storage systems, the failure of one disk doesn't affect the availability of the storage system. Technologies like the RAID redundant average of independent disks can be used to handle the failure of a single disk more than RAID systems in section, eliminating the disk as a SPOF and server clusters, double connections and dual data centers. They all are meant to eliminate SPOF. The trick is to find the SPOFs that are not that obvious. While it sounds easy to eliminate the single point and the single point of the failure, in practice it is not always feasible or cost effective. Take for instance the internet connections your organizations use it to send the mails, in which were discussed and processed. While it sounds to eliminate and while other users, what about outside the building? Do you use multiple internet providers? Do they share their backbones? While users should not notice a failure, the system manages should I have seen in practice that a failing disk was not stopping the system because of the rare technology, but sometimes managers lacking the proper monitoring tools and didn't notice anything. But when the second disk failed, but the users of then systems managers noticed the downtime. While eliminating the SPOFs is very important, it is good to realize that there is always a something shared in a IT infrastructure like the building, electricity provider, metropolitan area, or the country. We just need what is the share and if the risk is sharing for the acceptance. To eliminate the SPOFs, a combination of redundancy, failovers, and fallback can be used. And the fallback and redundancy is also the duplications of the critical systems in which a single system to be avoided as SPOF in IT infrastructure components redundancy is usually implemented in power supplies. A single component having two power supplies, if one fails, the other takes over. A network interfaces the SAN, HBS, host bus adapters for connecting the storage. Again, the failover is the semi-automatic switch over to standby system component either in the same or in the another data center upon the failure or abnormal termination of previously active system component. Like in this, the semi in the component and again in the component. It's all over the failure. The fallback is a manual switch over which is also related to the failover but might be different. Switch over to an identical standby computer system in a different location typically used for the disaster recovery. There are the three basic power forms of the flowback solutions: the hot side, the warm side, and the cold side, which are related to the interrelated, and then the process are discussed here. Again, I will say in this the failover and failback are not different but different differently. The hot site is fully configured flagback and fallback in that are fully equipped with the power and cooling. The applications are installed on the servers and data is kept up to the date and to fully mirror the production systems. Staff and operators will also be used in the work in the begin and full operations in a very short time, typically 1 or 2 hours. This side of this and requires in the hot side, warm side, and cold side. All the sides are related to the flowback in the fallback in which we will read. This type of the side requires the constant maintenance of the hardware, software, data, and applications. It means the hardware, software, and applications are ensured to site they accurately mirrors the state of the productions and all the times we read. Thanks for watching my video.